G'day scrappers. Wow, what a week it's been. And today I'm just starting off on the Vintage Scrap Marathon. So I thought I'd start off with these two IBM Power System 2. There's a Model 30 and a Model 55, I think. I did get a couple of others that I've put in the garage that are in better condition, but I'll probably just keep this cover because I can clean it up. Obviously he's picked it up as an e-waste pickup or something, who knows, but I want this one with the keyboard sort of template, Microsoft Word keyboard template on it. Clean that up, and yeah, it'll help me restore a better one that I've got, because the covers are all generic, and yeah. So okay, now how are we going to go about this? I'm trying to keep some components that you know, I might need for the ones that I'm probably going to restore. There's no guarantee that I'm going to restore them, but just things like this for now, I want to put them aside and work out what I've got. And also what I'm hoping is that as I'm scrapping things, and I might put things aside. Now I can't keep everything, obviously. I don't have any room as it is, but I'm kind of hoping that some people will point out some things maybe and say, oh, well, you know, that card is good, or, you know, people might need that card, or someone, you know, whatever it is, might be a particular hard drive, or not necessarily hard drive, but maybe a power supply, who knows. So I'll just get through, and yeah, as I said, it's kind of going to be a bit of a marathon, so there's plenty of time. I'm not going to be in much of a rush, just trying to, you know, got to obviously work out how to get these old ones. We don't. Okay, so they got sort of like a security Torx, so let me find one of them. Yeah, so as I said, it's been an amazing week, or probably a couple of weeks. You've seen a lot of what I picked up, just the incredible pickup. You might have seen the stock of CB radios that I had. Yeah, amazing. Just gonna have to find my way in. Just got to organize myself. So it looks like, yeah, we'll start off with these cards anyway. I just made a start today. I haven't done anything, so I'm a bit rusty this morning. But hopefully it'll get good as I go. Yeah. Goodness. All right, so yay. We finally got the first card. Yeah, 3 COM cards. So this is the Ethernet link card, very dusty. Yeah, I can't see these being really necessary. Yeah, because if I try to sell stuff, I mean, I just don't have that space to keep things for long term. I just don't want to, and not that I'm into really restoring much, but here's a yeah, it looks like the video card. Wow, quite a lot going on here. These might be kind of like memory chips. You got some EPROMs here. Yeah, pretty intense. Like, certainly good for gold recovery. Anyway, yeah. So in here, obviously I've been scrapping out quite a lot of just the regular PCs. Mostly, I've got a few ceramics and some black fibers, RAM and all that. So basically, I'm keeping aside everything that I've been pulling out of this this big hoard, and all the PCs that I've scrapped so far, because I want to do a bit of a tally later on to see, you know, kind of what I got out of everything. As far as PCs, all mixed, more modern ones and more vintage ones. What was it? I think it was about 250 PCs I picked up out of this lot. And that's not including, oh my gosh, a whole heap of hard drives on the side, a whole heap of floppies, 5 1/4, and then also a whole heap of DVD players. Well, that's actually a nice riser card, this. Yeah, so I might keep this one aside, although it's for the, you know, those cards obviously that I took out. But look, it's got double fingers and really good fingers here. Yeah, even in there, it's really good gold recovery, this sort of thing. So, yep. Probably all I'll do is, after each PC I scrap, I'll just separately put away all the components, and I'll probably just write down the model that it's come off. So, and yeah, as I said, normally I don't get vintage PCs like this to scrap out, so I'm certainly out of touch on how to go about this all. But it looks like I got some screws, and yeah, with all these stuff, a lot of it's all flat screw driver, so take a little bit longer to get everything. And I'll keep a little box of all these little flat screws, just in case, again, as I said, if I do decide to restore the better ones. You know, I can use cards and load them up. So if the better ones, I'm not sure what they look like inside, they might not have all the, you know, the best specs. So, you know, I might be able to load it up with extra stuff. So yeah, what an amazing pickup this hoard was. Those CB radios I had, there was about 85 in the end, plus some handhelds, and then a few oddball pieces of things like speakers and stuff. So they sold pretty quickly. I got a lot of people asking about them, and well, we've actually gone in lockdown again. So just for 1 week apparently for now, and so what happened was, the night that we were going to be locked down from midnight, that's when I sold the CB radios. I accepted a guy's offer, and it seemed like a good home to send it to. So, and the guy's actually interstate, but he had a friend here that would come and pick it up. So it was a mad rush for him, and yeah, they managed, to come and pick it up straight away that night. And yeah, so awesome that they went to a good home, and I did get good money. I got a lot more than I anticipated anyway, so I was pretty surprised. A few people pointed out certain CBs that were quite good, and a lot of them, there were a lot that no one would really want anyway. So I was just happy to get rid of him. I'm going to have to, I'm not sure how to get this caddy out. Yeah. It kind of looks just like a clip. If I can maybe, I'm going to have to be a bit rough on this one. Oh gosh, yeah. There we go. Got it. Gosh, goodness me. Yeah. So it's just an old hard drive here, 30 megabytes, but there's certainly got. So this is all plastic. I'm just trying to work out how they got it all in. I know there will be people screaming at the thing saying, "Oh no, that's not how you do it. You're rough as guts. Look at what are you doing?" Well, yeah. Okay, so yeah, it is a clip-in sort of thing. I just didn't find the right clip, I suppose. That's an old floppy there. Yeah, probably just want the board. This hard drive here is, yeah, quite an interesting one. Looks like it's going to have a great board. Look at those gold fingers. Awesome for a hard drive, hey? Wow. So anyway, we're here, and wow, that's quite interesting. I don't really know where to look on these kind of motherboards, as far as what to look for and where the CPU is or what the CPU. So let me get it out. I just feel this first scrap is a really awkward one. Gosh. Oh well. So yeah, we're in lockdown for 1 week. So the thing is that street scrapping started today. Well, today would be the first day, first good day rubbish would be out. So they've done it again to me. they've put us in lockdown as soon as street scrapping starts. Gosh, how's that for luck though, you know? So, I wouldn't have been out there today's street scrapping. I was going to go tomorrow, and yeah, now I can't for this week. Hopefully this lockdown's only 1 week, so I'll still have 4 weeks of street scrapping to do, because not that I really need stuff at the moment. I just want to get out there and just sort of have a bit of fun, and just to break up the monotony of what I've been doing. Although the horde of house that I picked up from, you know, that was real good enjoyment out of it anyway. Okay, so just trying to see their NEC chips. Okay, so this looks like, okay, IBM Intel 77. Yeah, so this might be the CPU there. There's nice EPROMs here. Before I take off the stickers, I just want to look up these part numbers. There's a 33F, 8146 and 8145. Yeah, there's another IBM chip. Yeah, just wanted to work out, you know, pity it's missing the flat pack in there. But that one looks like could be the CPU. Not really sure. Yeah, but you know, loaded with chips. You know, for a motherboard, it's not like the modern style motherboards. They don't have much junk on there. You know, really high. You know, almost if you were to sell these as scrap, they would almost should go for server grade boards, because yeah, they're kind of too good. All right, well, I just want to get this power supply out and have another crack at the one below. Yeah, I don't think it's going to let me. I probably don't have the right. Gotcha. They certainly put the power supply in well. I think this is the 4th screw. Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, this power supply, you know, I don't want to power these old things up, but this power supply is probably worth me keeping for now, just temporarily, till I work out. Yeah, just these little brass tags. Oh, they're so light anyway. Don't worry about it. All right, well, that was about the most awkward PC I've done in the last year, I reckon. But it didn't turn out too bad. Another one underneath. So, okay, so that's the motherboard. So it'll be interesting to compare. This is the model, this one was the 30, this is the 55SX. So it'll be interesting to compare the actual motherboards. Yeah, and I don't even think there was RAM sticks in this one. Can't remember now. But the hard drive is an interesting one, and a lot of people have been saying, oh, you got to get the crypto, the Bitcoin off these PCs that you scored. Well, Bitcoin was nowhere near around when these were around, so they wouldn't have been in operation. Okay, well, yeah, looks like a similar hard drive. Yeah, same deal here. So yeah, this is just from the hard drive, and how's that for a ferrite piece? Wow. Hard drive to the top of that riser card. So yeah, they're pretty much identical, but at least they got part numbers, and so you can look them up on eBay and things and just see if they're selling. Oh, here we go. A little package in here. Oh, it's just one of these Dallas things, right? Right, this one's actually brand new, so it might be clock chip. Slot 3 ZM39. So I might look up this clock chip. It might actually be something that a restorer might need, you know. I'd rather pass on stuff like that than, because it's no use to me. Alright. Okay. So I thought with this marathon thing, there'll be probably a few parts. I don't want 2-hour marathons or stuff like that. Hopefully not anyway. And so what I thought is I'll be doing these the vintage PCs that I'm going to be scrapping out. And I thought I might, in between, I might just show you some boards as well, because I've got a mountain of boards from this hoard. So we'll just go through a random stack of boards as we go. This one's yeah, that's quite a nice, interesting board, actually. So all these are going to be quite interesting, you know. You got your little fingers there, and just loaded with all just chips. It looks like some kind of port, video port. I'm not really sure. I don't, you know, like you all know, I don't need to get too technical, because I'm a scrapper. So that's that Ethernet card, 3Com. Okay, so these ones are a slightly different setup here, and here's that, looks like the video card. Again, quite loaded, and almost pretty sure this is identical. Some tantalum capacitors, but again, yeah. Yeah, and it looks like the motherboard is very similar. Again, missing this. I'm not sure what this port would, or this socket would have been for, if they both don't have. And there's our really nice riser card. Oh, sorry, I was out of focus, I think. So I'll definitely look up those riser cards. Now, yeah, okay. So this one, this chip here, yeah, it does look like the CPU. This one, as opposed to the last one, is actually ceramic. So that looks So this is the model 53, 55. So it's obviously a larger version. Better specs maybe. Okay. So I'm still not looking forward to these things. Pity I've only got 2 to scrap out, you know, because I wanted to look like a real professional after a few of them. But and how's this little lever thing here? This just to hold the power switch. It's so you adjust the power switch here with this whole lever thing. It just pulls the switch and pushes the switch. Pretty basic concept, but actually it works. It's a good idea. That's one way to do it, eh? All right. Now, so I've been just blown away with the amount of stuff in that house and the type of stuff that I was getting. It was just incredible. I'm sure I'll never see a hoard like that ever again. Yeah, there's got to be I think. How do they get these out when they just want to replace one? There's a clip here, but it doesn't look like it's really doing anything. Maybe I should have looked online to see someone restoring one of these and showing how to actually take out these drives, you know. Oh well. Well, that's one way to do it. Certainly not the best way, but yeah, I don't know what the trick is. Oh, now this thing is out. It seems like you've got to take the cover off. No. Ah, goodness me. All right. Oh well. At least this one's in better condition. And, you know, I don't know, you know, if I will bother, but, you know, this sort of thing, if you're to sell these floppies, obviously you want to keep this plastic mount. You know, I reckon this would be important. Same with this hard drive, to keep this, well, this one's cracked, but 60 meg. Okay, how's that for a board? I like these fingers, gosh. So these are ones that obviously you wouldn't sell as scrap hard drives. You're much better. This one almost looks like a double kind of hard drive. Much better scrapping these out, taking these boards there. These boards are really, you know, they're awesome. They're like a telecom grade board. They're a grade of their own. They're really high end, great for gold recovery, especially with these with the gold fingers and good gold fingers. You might want to look at. I might want to look at to see if, you know, it's a Seagate, whether it's worth selling. But just don't have the time to sell everything like this, you know. And so what I was saying is, Instead of throwing this into scrap motherboard, you're better off taking off that board, especially if you're into precious metal recovery stuff, stockpiling and so on. But actually go through these and keep these discs, the platters, because these are the platters that will definitely have platinum, because platinum was worth pretty much nothing back in those days, so they would have loaded it with platinum. All right, so let me just get this motherboard out. Okay, so here we go, and here's that CPU that I was talking about. It's an Intel 82, so yep, that's definitely the CPU. And just as a comparison to the other one, start at the bottom. Okay, so that's that Dallas chip here, and in that bag we had one of the Dallas chips, the missing one there, but this one looks brand new, so maybe this was a replacement and he just never got around to putting this back on. If that's the case, then that would suggest that the motherboard was fine aside from that. So yeah, because everything else is pretty much identical. Yeah, it's the same same EPROMs. The only thing that's different, probably this one's black, that's white, these two are both white, but the only main thing is that this one's a ceramic and this one's just a plastic one. And so this one's Intel IBM 8788, this one's IBM 87, Intel 82, Intel 77. So an older chip. So this is obviously an upgraded chip. It's got a little thing. It's mounted on the board, so bugger it. Probably shouldn't, but oh wow. Yeah. Still got a little protective sort of thing covering the window. But yeah, be some gold in that. So there you go. Right, well, I'll put these two aside and I'll just just have a bit of fun doing a bit of research on them. So I've just got to pull out this power supply. And I'm just going to keep these levers in case someone says, oh, that's what I'm missing. I doubt it. But I'm just going to finish off doing this power supply. I'll probably keep the two power supplies for now. They look pretty much identical. Yep, roughly. And yeah, this hard drive and floppy I'll keep for now. The other hard drive and floppy I'll probably just scrap. And yeah, this one, although this one's got a good base, so I might swap the bases over because it's not cracked. That's plastic. Oh yeah, they're both plastic. Yeah, how's that? They differ. It's got Torx screws. This one's just got Phillips screws, and actually, yeah, they're both the same. That's only for to slide it in and out. But I think I'll scrap this one out. 30 meg. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, let me finish off this. And as I mentioned, the only other thing I was going to try and do to break up the scrapping of PCs was just to go through random boards that were loose that picked up in this hoard. So these are just random boards, so I don't know if they're all going to be really interesting or not, but I just wanted to we'll just go through a few as we go. All right, so obviously these were, you know, we picked them up off the ground, and I could see it's this, you know, the crystal there has been squashed and stomped on, probably. Who knows, you know, why he kept these. He probably just because he was he liked to repair things. I think he kept a lot of these for in case, you know, he might want to take off a chip or a capacitor or a crystal or something, and that's probably the reason why he kept all these circuit boards. So yeah, and I've got quite a big pile of them, and so I've been keeping them aside until now, and I just want to sort of, once I show you these, then I'll put them away and I'll work out what to do with them. You know, a lot of these are just going to be resold as scrap boards because I can't test them and you can't really trust them. But maybe things like, so there's a ceramic EEPROM here, and so anything like that with ID on it and stuff, I can actually look up. So you know, and even these things here, these kind of chips, I can look up, even look up the boards. But I just want to have a little look with you at the different kind of awesomeness. And you know, as you know, vintage PC stuff, the fingers are always great. Even all the chips are usually great for gold recovery. There's a little white IC chip there. Look at these, you know. So you can expect quite an amazing haul of gold recovery from these kind of things. And you know, whether the EEPROMs are gold or silver or what, but you know, great fingers, even got good pins there, and yeah, it's just too hard to sell stuff like that I don't know the history of them. This one's a nice one, so you know, this one is in good condition, so it might be worth looking up a part number. You know, great gold fingers on two sides, and actually nice. This is a female socket, but you know, if you can see the nice gold pins, this socket would be worth getting, or as it is, this would be like a, you know, at least a server grade board, or a you know, probably even a telecom grade board, because it's, you know, two sets of fingers, no rubbish, excellent stuff. What's this one? Oh yeah, so this one, I can just tell from this blue thing, this was from one of the, exactly the same as these PCs I just did. So there you go. It's only got 4 chips here, but I recognise from this blue plastic thing. So there you go. So he's obviously even scrapped out a lot more of these. I think I got 4 of these all up, and so 2 now scrapped, 2 I've got. Pity it's missing all the chips here, but again, gold fingers, some removable ICs, even, you know, a lot of them, you know, these resin dipped tantalum capacitors were what were around in those days. So orange one, a blue one, and another orange. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, 2 sets of fingers, missing a lot of chips here. Trident. Yeah. So yeah, see, like chips like that, and they've got really clear writing, you know, look them up, and even try and look up the whole board. But again, it's really hard to, wow, to sell. Now that's actually a very beautiful condition board. Yep. So this one again is definitely worth looking up. Check out how long these fingers are, almost an inch long. Hey, on this side, they're fantastic. That's awesome. Pity there's a lot of gaps here, but how's this board and how's that? Wow. So it's a 1985 AMD, So this kind of board here, you know, I'd probably just keep as a display board for now. You know, if I worked out that this chip was valuable to someone, it's even got gold legs, gold cap, ceramic. You can always try and desolder, you know, and that's what I'd probably do anyway if I was going for gold recovery here. But I think I'll probably, you know, got some nice E-primes here, really clear labels. So obviously I want to check this out. A Motorola flat pack here. These Motorola flat packs usually have really good gold recovery as well. So that's a board I'll definitely put aside. Is just another card. Probably like a memory card. Yeah, RAM bank. Because you can see all the memory chips, and it's got 4 rows here missing. So this would have been super heavy if all 4 were there. Yeah, and it's even got the little yellow MLCCs in there. They're just like little bead MLCCs. So those, they're really hard to get out, but with these old school ones, they're probably worth it considering the price of palladium these days. I've got quite a few of these. I'm not really sure what they are. I wasn't really paying attention to them. Isolate alarm fault. So it looks like, yeah, alarm system, old school alarm system. Oh yeah, Wormald. So they're the old security group, alarm group baseboard, right? So it's just a, you know, a control box. But I didn't, you know, I wasn't paying attention to them, and you know, it's got like silver tracing or something here, until I pulled one out and I realised that they got fantastic gold fingers. Don't know, the sun's sort of coming through now and it's all a bit patchy, so I might wait for the sun to sort of turn around before I continue. But and I think I got about 6 of them, and yeah, so this one, so that's interesting. So this is silver, and I could tell that they're silver because of the tarnishness on them. If they were tin, they would be super shiny. And that's the gold ones. And then so you got really good size resin dipped tantalum capacitors, and then an IC chip, and the resistors, you know, and diodes. You know, I mean, you can go for silver recovery, but I don't really bother. I just want the 4 tantalums. So as that, they're orange, they're yellow, and the chip. And this one's a removable. And obviously I want to cut the fingers off. I might even take these fingers off for silver recovery. So there's that. And then, and it's strange, you know, because usually it's gold on gold, whereas that's silver. But the pins that they're connecting into are gold, and they're fantastic gold. So this is the kind of thing that, you know, I want to get the air gun or somehow get these gold pins out, because these are super high quality gold pins as well. Don't want to leave them behind. So that's another silver one. Another silver one. And a gold one. Hey, how's that? That's all right. Going to get great gold recovery out of these. Wish I had 1,000 of these. And some green tanties. Yeah, but identical boards, 4 tanties on each one. There's another one here. And also these gold pins here are pretty awesome as well. So that, you know, it's definitely worth you know, totally taking everything from these boards, because they're really not worth that much to sell. Maybe can get riser card, who knows. So just to clear off a few more before I finish. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you, I did, that's just just the old school motherboard, nothing spec there. Yeah, these were just loose, and there's heaps of them. I've already put away a whole heap of low grade and mid grade boards. Oh wow, check it out. You know, you've probably seen me during the pickup, you know, picking up these boards off the ground, say, check it out, you know. Here's a beautiful Motorola CPU, right? It's removable, fantastic. The board, you know, I can tell it's been, you know, left in a rain. It's kind of buckled. It's got dated October 95 EPROMs here, all ceramic. And then Motorola's, right? If you 3 long Motorola chips here, and you know, if you cracked into these, you'll see that you'll see the gold plating, especially Motorola, old school, excellent. Tanti's, and then loaded. So this is like a, you know, it's a telecom board of sorts, cyber systems, digital servo controller, and so obviously it's got the little levers. So it would have, you know, it might have been from a server or some kind of telecom box or something. Wow. So this, as far as gold recovery, it's worth a lot more than a regular telecom board is. But what I wanted to, yeah, as I was scrapping PCs, I took a whole van load of PCs to the scrapyard once I scrapped them out, just empty towers. And because I was doing all the ones that were smashed up. You might have seen there was heaps that were smashed up, really buckled, and you could barely get the boards out of them. And so I did end up, I was scrapping a lot of PCs. Some were vintage because they were just too poor condition to keep. They wouldn't even stack up. I was spewing that these 2 chips here are missing. There's a nice flat pack in there. This would have been a really good motherboard. Just pity that the CPUs are missing. But yeah, I did get a bit of a surprise with one PC that I scrapped out. I've kept the motherboard aside to show you, so I'll show you that a little bit later. I'm just going to clean up this and label some of this stuff and put it away, and we'll go on to the next stuff. Okay, so, well, had a bit of a setback with the video. I've done a few other PCs, but it turned out there was no sound on the video, so that's a bit of a bugger. I lost a bit of footage there. But anyway, we'll just continue on doing some of these old school. Yeah, it was probably probably 3 PCs I think I'd done, and I thought I was going to finish up the video there, and yeah, everything, nothing was, there was no sound. I don't know what it was. It's never really happened before. Some error, but what do you do? So, I mean, I was waffling on quite a lot, so I don't know what I was, what I've covered and what didn't come out on the video. So I'm probably going to end up repeating myself, but I guess we can just continue on from here and have fun with a bit of scrap. Alright, so this power supply unit is just going to scrap. Obviously, I can't keep every single item. There's 250 PCs. There we go. There's a yellow IC. That's a strange one. Some Tantis. So it's still got the protective cover over it. So again, don't know if I mentioned it. When I'm pulling stuff out of actual PCs, I know a little bit of the history of it because I've taken it out myself. So things like the 5 1/4 inch floppies, although yeah, it looks like it's missing the lever here, so yeah, that's no good there, straight up. Without the lever, can't do much. There had to be a secret way out. And I found it. I think. Sure is a big motherboard. I mean, look at the size of that. Goodness. Wow. And so I'm just trying to... Paradise Systems. Siemens. Yeah. There's the BIOS. Hard to work out where the CPU is unless it was there, or it's just one of these plain old things, but there's all the nice memory chips. So yeah, it's yeah, a good value motherboard anyway. Can't complain with that. I'll get most of the chips out and yeah. All right. Well, that's that one. Nice and easy one, that. Some more scrap steel. I'll grab another one. Okay, well this one looks half empty. This is the Micro Lab, and you know, yeah, quite interesting. It's one of these, it's got a nice flip up setup. Yeah, the power supply has been taken out. Still got the hard drive and the floppy. Okay. A few cards. Wrong one. Oh well, at least it'll be a nice cavity for scrap metal. I've pierced myself with it's actually a nice board. Not really sure what it is. Decent fingers, but pretty solid. Wow. Interesting board too. Some nice long removable ICs there. Excellent. We'll have to definitely look these ones up because they're in. It's a pretty clean machine. They look like in good condition, so why not look them up? And okay, I think I'm going to have to flip this, and it looks like an AMD CPU, just a plain old looking one. So I'm sure I mentioned that we're in 1 week lockdown again, so unfortunately Street scrapping was going to start, and now it's temporarily called off. But next week we should be all good, I hope. Just for the fun of it, you know, nothing else. That'll be right. Flathead screwdrivers down the bottom. Beautiful. Not quite. It's on a whole base plate, so how do they work that one out? Oh, hang on. Maybe I can, oh yeah, silly me. Ha, gotcha. Yeah, oh, it looks like it's in a pretty good condition, this one. It's got the lever. And here's our hard drive, the ST225. There's our base plate. What a bugger that was. But nice. There we go. It's actually a really nice condition one, this, and it's got the front plate, which is in good condition. So this one's a nice little collectible one. Perfect. All right, just the motherboard left. Just these little plastic clips. Gotcha. Oh dear. Yeah, so there's the AMD CPU, Intel 1978. It's 8088 CPU. So I'll take care of that. It's just a, you know, nice old school collectible CPU there. And the rest, yeah, well, it's okay. At least we've got a ceramic IC chip here, a removable. And ceramics are always good for gold recovery, especially in this vintage. All right, well, that was good. I'll just cut out these wires. Perfect. Yep. Okay, let's see what else I can do. All right, I think we can have a look at some more boards. This one, it's the IBM Blue Lightning. So again, these are all boards that I picked up from the Hoarder's house. So it's the Blue Lightning DX2. Pity about these stickers, they're a bit hard to get off, but you can sort of, you know, because I like the, you know, nice specimens for my own collection. But yep, just a plain old ceramic. Yeah, I was surprised at just how many motherboards of this sort of vintage were just scattered all over the place. And here we go, check that out. And this one here, yeah, it's an interesting looking ceramic chip as well. Not sure what these boards are. Looks like some kind of telecom server or cyber systems. Yeah, communications thing. So it would be a some kind of telecom setup. Old school, but really awesome. So I want to get me a Motorola. Look at that, beautiful little, just a little one, but good stuff. And this one, okay, yeah, it's I'm going to look this up. The legs are actually tin legs, right? So that's unusual. It's ceramic. So I'm going to just see what this is. It's yeah, it's got a long part number, and then yeah, the rest of these I'll take off when in the garage. And we've got some nice resin dipped tantalum capacitors, orange ones. Oh, this sunlight again, it's just come through the wrong time. But yeah, so I'm not sure if I explained it in the first part of this video that I just wanted to break up scrapping PCs. So in between, just have a look at some random boards that I picked up. So there's a big card. Yeah, you know, some of these would be quite valuable, but yeah, not like this. You know, when they're picked up virtually off a junkyard. This one's broken anyway. What's this? Oh wow, goodness, look at the size of this IC chip. It's it's 1 inch high and what, 2.5 inches long. It's a really wide IC chip. It's a plastic one. I'm gonna look that one up, so I might take it so I can bring it in later. And yeah, oh, probably damaged it now anyway. Just an interesting big IC. What's this board? Yeah, just another motherboard. Yeah, loaded with memory chips. I'll take all them, and pretty much everything. Still got a lot of chips even if I take these, and so this is an Intel. Yeah, not sure if these are CPUs. They probably is. I'm not really familiar with old school ones. Just a little card. Another one. Oh, that's a card. Heaps of chips. Look at the size of these skull fingers. About 1 inch long and really nice deep. Pity they're not, you know, big gaps on this side. But gosh, yeah, really good gold recovery. Yeah, this is also some sort of yeah, it would have been some kind of server. Oh, this is an interesting old junky board, just like a power board. It's got some interesting things in it though. Has these little glass things. A Magister, Morgan Magister. So not a resistor, a Magister. Wow, I don't know what a Magister is, or a Magister, but check out these ones. They're gold, completely gold caps, really long dangly gold legs. And you got these ones, the silver ones with gold legs. There's one, nice gold legs there. But these things, are awesome. I've never seen totally gold on the outside as well as the legs, and the legs are just super long and old school gold plating, so good stuff there. But yeah, there's some really bizarre components on these glass things. Kind of looks like a capacitor, but these things are real weird. And there's a transformer, old school. Yeah. I'll wait till one of my electronic scrapper friends come, and I'll ask them. Yeah, so here's just another card. Yeah, not bad. Good, really good gold fingers though. Yeah, wow. So this is, yeah, well, it's a motherboard, and yeah, 8088 series, another version of Intel. EPROMs here. I'll get into them later. Yeah, quite a few EPROMs. Yeah, not a bad board. I'm happy with all of them, you know, I'll take them all. There's another one of these huge, there goes a cockroach, huge IC chips. Oh, something is still left on it. Yeah, I would have seen these gold fingers and I would have just snapped it up. Yeah, good gold fingers. So that's all this will be. Take the gold fingers, nice chunky tanties, and then just throw this into just a mid-grade board. Yeah, all right. Well, let's continue on. So this one is Total Peripherals. It's got a CD or a compact disc drive, so it's still old school. Certainly not vintage, but you know, just interested to see what's inside it. And yeah, I still got to show you one of the motherboards that I pulled out of one of the PCs that was really busted up, and looking forward to showing you that one. Okay, well, it's nice and loaded. It's got some two nice, really nice big cards here. Okay, wow. So this is obviously the Sound Blaster audio card, Sound Blaster 16. I'll look this one up. Old school. This is more the era where, you know, people like to have PCs like this to for old school gaming and stuff. And so this is the video card. Okay, yeah, and it's a really nice, clean, good condition, long sets of fingers there. VGA BIOS, Cirrus Logic. So, yeah. Yep. It's also got slots for more ICs, so it's not an overly loaded one, same as this one here. It's got a socket here for another bit of oomph, maybe. So probably a very standard version, but hey, some people don't necessarily want the specs. They just want a card that works for their era. Okay, just take out some of this cable so I can see what I'm doing. And All right. Yeah, so, okay. Well, the motherboard's there. It's a good sign. Yeah. And this power supply. It's actually a really nice, clean hard drive. This August '94 Caviar 2340. Really clean condition. This really good. So, just a standard floppy. Get this DVD out as well. Gosh, I got so many DVDs. Yeah, there's a pile of about 60 or so, and I've done heaps before I went to the scrapyard. With all the busted up PCs that I scrapped out. I scrapped out probably 30 or 40 DVD players. These are the ones that I like to scrap out with the old school board. But having said that, you know, I mean, DVDs also, eventually DVDs will be collectible, the old style. But probably still 30 years away or more, so I'm certainly not going to bother with them. Okay, yeah, well, we've got a, oh, it's all smashed up on this side, so it's just going to be scrap. Yeah. Okay, get this motherboard out and have a look. Got a ceramic CPU by the looks of it. It's one of those Intel Overdrive jobs. There we go. Yeah. Okay, this is the nice maroon one, 1989 to 92, Intel Overdrive. Oh, beautiful. We like the gold caps. And, you know, these are, you know, if you're going for the collectability of them, then obviously you want to keep this. This is a DX33 486. You want to keep the heatsink on these types, but obviously if you were for gold recovery, if it wasn't in very good condition or something, you simply just pop off the heatsink and you got yourself a 486. Nice, I like that. Socket 3, and actually quite a nice motherboard. It's got a couple of RAMs in there. And yeah, in very good condition. I'll just put this aside just in case one of my vintage friends wants an older school motherboard like that. I should actually put the CPU back in. Okay. Yeah. That way it's a complete motherboard, RAM, got all these chips here, so it's nice and loaded, everything's there. Just because it's really super clean, I'll keep that aside. But no, I'm not going to keep it in the garage for the next 20 years or something like that. I'll just, I think for part one of this old school marathon, I might just, yeah, sort of wind up around here. So here's a nice Adaptec card. Got to look this one up as well. Got to, yeah, the fingers aren't in right here. These fingers here on the end aren't very good condition. So yeah, well, I was going to actually look it up. And this board, I think I just left it aside just to have a look at the CPU. It's got a very large heatsink on it, but it's not anything spectacular, I don't think. This was real manky. I mean, it's not very old school. Yeah. Oh well, this has got a copper aluminium radiator, and these ones are actually reasonably quite easy because it's just got aluminium fins, and you can kind of just pry this alley off if you wanted to, and clean it up and leave yourself with a chunk of copper. But for me, because we're getting so good money for copper alley radiators, I'd rather save the time. So this is a giant motherboard. I mean, that's huge, and it's, you know, only a single slot. But it might have still been a server board, but technically they don't go as server boards here when they're just got one slot. So that's just a green fiber, and gosh, a lot of moisture has got to this. I can see virtually mold. So just happy to get rid of this as a motherboard. Scrap. What's this one? Okay, so you know, a few of these with the G2 chips. Not a bad motherboard. Again, loaded with these, and you know, I've busted into a lot of these ICs, and a lot of the time, the more vintage, the more likely they're all gold ICs. Yeah, so I can see the gold in there. It's just hard to pick up. But when they're really vintage, like more than that, the gold coming out of them is unbelievable. Just another card again, very damaged. Yeah, all busted up here. Looks like another audio card. You know, all the pins are bent. You know, just scrap. Sometimes it can be lucky, just a regular card. What's this big thing? Oh yeah. Yeah, just pity that a lot of these boards were missing the main CPUs there. I've still got one more pickup to go at this hoarder's house. It's only going to be small. It's just the leftover boards and hard drives and stuff that are still scattered around in the last couple of rooms. But Yeah, it doesn't look like, you know, he said, oh, I saw a box of CPUs and that. Doesn't look like it. I have got quite a lot loose. Okay, well, this is a, yeah, I might have, did I point this out? Maybe not. When I was picking it up, so it was, yeah. It would have been a real old school PC. It's a shame that that's all that's left of it. Even just the gold pins in there are unbelievable. There's a beautiful board mounted ceramic gold cap, gold legs. Another one here. It's an EEPROM kind of thing. Intel 80. Well, that's pretty old. Yeah, might look this one up. I reckon this will be a nice collectible. And there's another one there that's board mounted as well. So that's the only removable one. I'm not very good at removing these ICs. Ah, gotcha. Well, that was a good extraction. So really nice gold legs. I'm just taking this off. So it's got the little sticker over the window. So I'll just leave it as it is for now, just to work out. Yeah, Intel 1980 CB751/B. So I just want to look it up just in case to see whether it's a collectible. It's in okay condition, nothing spectacular, quite scratched up the gold part, mostly because it's been left out in the open. Yeah, but what a pity, because I can see it was some kind of PC or something. It's got video, printer, communications, some kind of system, but that's all that's left of it. But I'm glad I've got it. Look at all those chips, unbelievable, just absolutely loaded. And just to finish off the video, a couple more motherboards. It's a pretty decent motherboard. I mean, this has got really high value because there's really little rubbish compared to your regular type of motherboards. Look at that, it's just been sitting in the mud. It's all caked with mud and rust. But at least it's got a 486. And we like 486s, even if it's just a gold recovery, right? Perfect. Look at that. Another one. And I will show you the whole collection of loose chips and everything that I've pulled out of this stuff when I finish this marathon. There might be like 3 parts, maybe 4. Here's another one of them. Ceramic EEPROMs. Quite a lot of, oh yeah, all these Motorola's, these 3 Motorola's, awesome. They're 100% going to have nice gold. Even the flat packs are in there. For now, I want my little Motorola CPU. Was it compared to the last one? It's, yeah, it's very similar. Okay, yeah, I can see like where moisture is sort of like mold on the first one that I've got. This one's a lot cleaner. Love them. Can't get enough of this stuff. Well, there you go, guys. Well, I hope that was a bit of fun for part 1. As I said at the start, I didn't want to you know, make the parts too long. I'm sure it's a marathon, but it's a marathon in stages. So there's still got a lot more just here, more vintage ones. I've got some servers down the bottom there. They're from a different job, but yeah, and let me, hang on. Yeah, just to, here's more boards that I'll probably go through some of these, more from that house hoard pickup. Just packed. There's a big tub of them in there, boxes of them, so a lot of boards to go through. Yeah, I finally emptied those tubs for those that watch the Horde videos. So this tub has to be empty because I've got to go and do a pickup in a couple of days, and I'm going to need a tub just to empty out the van. So here's a lot of still a lot of the stuff. Some of it's, you know, still not so old, junky stuff. There's some still good vintage ones down the bottom. I just did a pickup at a business, a whole heap of phones. I dread phones. There's 2 big boxes full of phones there and some loose. Down there though, they are blade servers, IBM blade servers, and we had to take out the blades because they're heavier. There's 2 of them there. They're super heavy, and so these are all the blades, and these are awesome as far as precious metal recovery. Even actually on the way back from the pickup, I called my server friend and asked if they were of interest. He said no, they're just a bit too old, so they're all going to be scrapped out, and they're going to have awesome server boards in there. Really good stuff. So I like the blades, and also these what is it, 2, 4, 6, 7 these are hard drive caddies. So they're IBM, how many, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 16 hard drives in each one. Unbelievable. There you go. So these are super heavy too. These way heavier than UPS's, and a few other parts from the blade servers. So they're an interesting thing. Yeah, so yeah, still got a lot to go through here, guys. A lot of oddball things. I'll probably scrap out a couple of these. These are interesting. I might show you that in the next video. Loaded up with some old school power supplies mostly, and some new ones. Good to see them going soon. Oh yeah, and this is, so that's power supplies full. This is server boards. Absolutely loaded bin. Good one, that one. Motherboards just about full. Mid-grade boards full, and low-grade boards full. Even, yeah, running out of room, so I've even got scrap laptops waiting to go as well. Yeah, lots of stuff going on, guys. So certainly plenty of content for a few videos to come. So they're all the junky 5 1/4 inch floppies. They're the CD DVD players. Some more old school PCs there that will be interesting. All my old school hard drives. I'm still working out what to do with that. I might end up scrapping them all out, going for the really nice boards and the platters in there, because the real old school hard drives have got palladium in the platters. They're the real old school hard drives. So keeping every one of these, you know, check that out. How's that for a board? Mini Scribe, you know, really awesome one, you know. So these ones would go nice in some kind of collection. Even got things, I don't know if I showed you earlier or whether it didn't work on the video, but that's a 5 1/4 inch floppy, right? It looks brand new. It's still in the little baggie, so that's interesting too. A lot of these kind of calibrations and different voltmeters and all that. Got a few oscilloscopes. This one's going to be scrapped because it doesn't have a cover or anything like that. Someone mentioned inside these tubes there could be gold in them, but I'm not really, they plated them with gold, but I'm not about to smash one open to have a look. So yeah, the depopulation station, just to give a bit of an update here. At least I've got some space to do it all in. Just finished these servers. There was nothing on them for me, but yeah, a lot of stuff here waiting to be depopulated once again. There's some of my PCs that I'm keeping for now, monitors, and there's more PCs building up down the bottom. So get in there, guys. It should be yeah, should be cool. Anyway, all right guys, that's enough of me. Hope that was a bit of interest for you. There's another oscilloscope, and yeah, I might even do a video on scrapping vintage laptops, who knows. But yeah, don't forget to check out part 2 of this video. It should be probably in about 3 or 4 days. We'll just see how things go. I've got a few pickups to do, so you know, I'm just trying to squeeze in as much as I can and trying to get the volumes down as well. So keep scrapping guys, have fun, and I'll catch you real soon.